This week's best MMA bets, we're talking UFC 284, Makhachev versus Volkanovski. I'm going to talk about my most confident picks, my favorite underdogs. I'll also give you guys the lock of the week. We'll talk prop/value bets, and then we'll finish it out with the parlays. Make sure you guys smash that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Turn those post notifications on and make sure to share the video as well. And let's jump into the most confident pick section. First one we'll bring up is an obvious one. It's Islam Makhachev to win. Of course I'm picking Makhachev to beat Volkanovski. He's minus 400, very wide favorite, but it's Team Dagestan versus a very, very good fighter. I mean, I think that we can even use the word great with Alexander Volkanovski, but he hasn't proven himself at 55 in the UFC. He's the champ at 145 pounds, and Islam Makhachev is a ferocious wrestler. When he gets on top, he's very hard to get off, and his strangles are disgustingly tight. He has ground and pound, and let's not count him out on the feet. He's a southpaw with a mean right hook. He could hurt Alexander Volkanovski standing up. I think he's going to take him to the deep ocean and drown him. This is what Makhachev said himself. This is what I'm saying that he's doing. The KO prop is plus 500. So if you're thinking ground and pound KO, that's it right there. I think it's pretty possible. Sub, though. I feel like arm triangle is likely here, man. He could even potentially go for an arm bar, a triangle, a choke, like any position. It could be he's mounting Volkanovski and then he shoots for a triangle like Khabib did with Gaethje. Sub is plus 150. I think there's a chance that he does submit Alexander Volkanovski. I'd be surprised if Volk taps. I think he'd go unconscious. So we might see Volk flat out after being strangled by Makhachev. Minus 400 money line. Yes, it's a wide tag. It's a good parlay piece. Let's talk the next one. It's Jack Jenkins. Listen, he's fighting Don Shannis. He should pick him apart on the feet. He should be able to take him down and control him. Shannis is a tough out. He's a scrappy fighter, but he's not the level of Jack Jenkins, who I'd call a prospect. Jenkins is minus 325. Yeah, he's a big favorite. KO prop plus 225. Sub is plus 360. He's probably getting it done inside of the distance. Listen, he said that he wants to test the stand-up skills with Shannis, so you think maybe KO at plus 225, but that club and sub thought, I'm like, ooh, what if he hurts him and then he follows up with grappling? Plus 360 is the sub line. He's wide money line, so I'm trying to throw some props out there. It's minus 325. Jack Jenkins for the win, and I think it's under 2.5 rounds, most likely at minus 165. Jack Jenkins, W. He gets it done. High confidence for me. The next one, Loma Lukbume. She's going to beat up Elise Reed. She's going to outpoint her on the feet. She might throw her around in the grappling too. This is a one-sided fight. It's all Loma. She's minus 285 as the favorite because she's going to win. Decision, minus 110. I don't actually feel bad about that because I feel like, though I think Lukbum has some serious advantages in the Thai boxing, in the clinch, even in the grappling, she's not much of a finisher. And I think she more likely would control an Elise Reed on the ground, and I think she'd outstrike her on the feet, touch her with good strikes, but maybe not some flash KO shot of these tremendous power punches. We haven't seen that from Loma yet. She's young. She could bring it out, but we don't have any evidence that she's gonna. So I'm thinking minus 110 decision's not a bad idea, or you just touch money line at minus 285. Next one, Zubaida Tuhugov. He's minus 600, disgustingly wide favorite. He's fighting a guy in Elves Brenner who, yeah, he trains with Shoot That Box. Maybe people are going to get excited. Listen, he's going to get his ass handed to him. He's taking this fight on very short notice. I'm happy for him to get inside of the UFC door, but he's not ready for this level. Tuhugov's top caliber, man. He's a very dangerous fighter. He's been in there with good competition. A draw with Lerone Murphy. Last fight, he beat Ricardo Ramos, who's a good Brazilian prospect. I think he's knocking out Brenner at plus 190. Give me the KO. I know he's not a known KO artist, but Brenner jumping in on short notice. Tuhugov having a pretty good jab, head movement, and good punch combos closing range with the wrestling in the back pocket. I think he hurts Brenner. When I saw from Brenner, I wasn't overly impressed. His only shot to win is catching Zubaira Tuhugov in some type of submission. I don't see it on the feet. The Muay Thai's too stiff. He's going to get touched up. Listen, Zubaira Tuhugov. I always remix his name. Maybe he should just go by Zubaira from now on, because that's what I call him. Zubaira Tuhugov for the win. He's sitting at minus 600. Yes, it's wide as fuck. I'm calling it KO plus 190. Let's get to the next one. Tyson Pedro, minus 230. Listen, that's not a bad tag for Tyson Pedro against Modestas mid-tier Bukowskis. Because let's be honest, Modestas is not a bad fighter. He's good everywhere. But he's incredibly average overall. He has no area where I say, wow, he shines. He's got decent stand-up, decent grappling defense. The low kicks get to him. And Tyson Pedro is becoming the king of the calf kick over here in the light heavyweight division. I think he's going to rip the legs apart and probably hurt him on the feet. I'm going knockout Pedro plus 205. Listen. Club and sub is possible with a guy who has the submission chops of a Pedro, and maybe he even goes towards the grappling if he's not able to get a Modestas out of there, if his toughness on the feet stands. Plus 400 win by submission. I'm listing out both props. I'm not trying to confuse you guys. I'm thinking KO. Okay, that's plus 205. I want to bring the value there at plus 400. But if you're unsure on props, I think at minus 230, Pedro's a tremendous play. I think he's going to win the fight. And I also think he's going to be a nice parlay piece too. He's going to fuck Modestas out. I'm looking forward to this fight a lot. I think Pedro is a person that they could build into an Australian star. The future's so bright for Tyson Pedro. I can't wait for more. Now, let's talk about the lock of the week.
Fighting out of Perth, Western Australia, Jack Della Maddalenna.
Jack Della Maddalenna, minus 300. Yes, he's a wide favorite. KO props plus 100. And then I'm also thinking, what if it's round 2 KO plus 600, round 3 KO plus 1100? Maybe you sprinkle both. I'm thinking he knocks Randy Brown out in the second or third. I don't think it's impossible he does in the first either, though. Randy Brown's a long, tall guy who comes from a boxing background too, but Maddalenna, I think, is the superior technical boxer. I think he's definitely the harder puncher. He seems to got the goods. I feel like if I'm looking at strikers at 170, he might be one of the more impressive ones. I mean, his boxing skill set seems pretty top tier in mixed martial arts, period, not even just 170. You put him in a boxing ring with, a Jorge Masvidal, who's I consider a pretty damn good boxer in MMA. I'd favor Jack Della Maddalenna at this point. And Randy Brown can box too, but he's going to get knocked out. That chin's a bit too high. He's a tall guy. I think Maddalenna catches him with a big hook, drops him on his ass, and beats him down with some ground and pound. KO win. That Jack Della Maddalenna, I think potentially the future of 170. He might catch a couple losses on the come up by these savage grapplers, but he'll find his role. He'll find his role. He'll find his flow. And I see him as a future contender. I really like to stand up a ton. I think he's got the makings of a star with his style. There's just something very pleasing about watching someone who strikes like that. KO props plus 100. I'm pretty certain he gets the knockout at minus 300. Lock of the week. I'm giving you a real lock of the week. This is truth, and this is not just value. This is somebody that I think definitely wins the fight. I'll be shocked if he doesn't get it done. I'll be flabbergasted. I'll probably fall out my fucking chair if he doesn't get it fucking done, because you guys will be watching the Fight Companion with me, so make sure you tune into that, as I'm going to be live, and we'll be reacting to Jack Della Maddalenna's knockout win on Saturday. Let's go Maddalenna, high confidence. That's the lock of the week, the highest of confidence. I see him getting it done. And I want to jump to the next section, the favorite underdogs section. Let's talk about some doggy dogs, and let's see who we got. We'll bring two up on the screen right now. Josh Emmett, Blake Builder. Plus 145, Josh Emmett. Plus 115, Blake Builder. I think that Josh Emmett is in a very difficult fight with Yair Rodriguez, but I feel like he finishes strong. I like 3, 4, 5. Emmet, he takes a decision. Yair has the ability to snipe him early. Look at Blake Builder. He's fighting a lot lesser of an opponent than a Yair Rodriguez. He's fighting Shane Young. I don't think that Blake Builder is a UFC washout after just one fight. I think he's got to beat a Shane Young. He's the better grappler and the heavier puncher. Blake Builder plus 115, I think, is a good play. And at plus 250 inside of the distance, I don't want to worry about is he getting the knockout of the sub, because both are possible. I'd rather just settle at plus 250 inside distance if I want to play it. But plus 115 money line is not bad at all. The Josh Emmett side, he's in for hell. Fight does go the distance, minus 125. I think that's a decent tag. I'm picking Emmet to win, but I know he's in for a tough one against Yair Rodriguez, and he's really going to have to show a lot and dig deep to get this done, and I think decision's probably likely. Now, he does have fight-stopping power, as does Yair, but both guys are real damn good, so we'll see, man. I think we're going to have 5 rounds of war between those two. The next, and I'm going to call this one the dog of the week because the value is so juicy, it's plus 230. Francisco Prado, yes, he's fought no one. He's been fighting in Samurai Fight House. And interesting, they commented on the channel, so Samurai Fight House knows about me too. Shout out to Samurai Fight House. I appreciate that. It's an Argentine promotion that Prado's literally been destroying everybody in. He's plus 230. The KO prop is plus 500. I think KO round 1's pretty likely at plus 1,000. I think he's going to go out there and put the hammer on Jamie Mullarkey, who lacks head movement. Jamie, no head movement, Mullarkey. He's a fucking scrappy dude. I respect Jamie Mullarkey. I like his style. He's a guy that I've picked in the past. But Prado's boxing style seems like it might be too much for Mullarkey. He got dropped against Michael Johnson. He got fucked up bad by Jalen Turner. I think it's a scrap, and it's one that Prado wins. He's 11-0. He's super young in the game. He's going to be fighting the best fighter he's ever fought before. Is there a chance he falls flat on his face and fumbles? For sure. At 20 years old, it's risky to jump in there against a guy as good as Jamie Malarkey. But I think he's got the goods to do it. I like the boxing combos and pressure. I like Prado to win at plus 230. Dog of the week for the best value. Blake Builder's a tremendous play. I think Josh Emmett's not a bad play, but he's in a real tough fight. I like betting all three of these as dogs this week because I do think they got a good shot at coming through. Prado, the value's juicy as hell, and that KO prop is just calling my name. I love it. Dogs of the week. I'm going to throw you guys the value bet / prop section. Listen, the value bet is Makhachev Baghdasaryan. At minus 110, he out kickboxes Culibao. He's going to stop the takedowns. He's going to touch him up from range, and he's going to get his hand raised by a unanimous decision. Decision's plus 240. Culibao's tough as hell. I look at the Sungwoo Choi fight. Choi is a lot less of a technician than Makhachev Baghdasaryan, and he had a couple of moments against Culibao. Culibao is not a guy I sleep on. I picked Culibao over Sungwoo Choi, and Culibao pulled that out as an underdog. I like Culibao's chances, and even before really diving into it, I see, Culibao's name on the card. Is that a guy maybe you play? No, Makhachev Baghdasaryan's technically so much better. The defense is better. The kickboxing from range is better. He'll find significant strikes and get his hand raised. We're going Makhachev Baghdasaryan. Stops any takedown attempts. Culibao's more so of a striker anyways, but if there is takedown attempts, Makhachev's going to stop him, and I like his chances of beating him in a tough kickboxing fight, but over the 3 rounds, he's getting his hand raised, and I like it at minus 110. Very good value bet. Guys, I want to jump to the famed section, probably the fan favorite section, the parlays. Let's talk about some parlays. We're using best fight odds to bring it up, and of course they have to have it in 2 sections because they don't know what the hell they're doing over there. But hey, let's talk about it. Jack Della Maddalenna, you guys know I'm extremely confident. Islam Makhachev, I know it's minus 150. And I know you're betting on, 2 of the biggest fights on the card. But I think there's a very good chance that this happens here. Now, all right, I want to add in something else, but I want to keep these 2. I'm feeling great about them. I'm not taking them off. I'll throw Jack Jenkins, plus 113 for that one. Give me Loma. I see all these coming through, plus 190. This is a high confidence parlay. Yeah, it's not your greatest value of all time, but it's a high confidence parlay. I want to give you guys the highest of confidence parlay first. But if you're like, no, I don't want to play with Jack Jenkins or Loma Luke Boom. All right, you don't want to bet those 2, no problem. Listen, I got more for you. Do you want to? Oh, let me take Clayton out. I don't know about Clayton, man. I think he's going to win the fight, and I've said that, throughout the breakdowns, but it's hard to back the money on a guy that struggled with CJ Vergara in the last one. All right, let's remove Jack Jenkins if I can find him over here. Who the fuck is Jack Jenkins? There we go. All right, so it's minus 150 for these 2 monster picks. I do think both of them come through, and I'm looking dog money. Who do I want to add in? Let me scroll up because fight odds don't fucking make any sense. Plus 255, Builder, Makhachev, Maddalenna. Love this dog money play. How much do I get if I have Zubaira in? That's not terrible if you add in Zubaira to Hugo of plus 314, but I'll remove him for the sake of value. All right, let's get back down over here. We're moving all over the fucking place. Tyson Pedro brings you to plus 400. I like that a lot as well. I think this could be played. I'm going nuts with it. Fuck this, man. We're adding in all the savages. Jenkins, Loma Luke Boom. Plus 785, and let's just throw another dog in there. Let's add Prado in there for the value. Plus 2,776. This is a crazy-ass one, man. I'm not recommending you guys go nuts on this. Plus 7,234. We're getting carried away by the value. You don't want Prado because you're like, I ain't betting on no 20-year-old kid. Plus 2,150. Decently playable also. Now, I want to give you guys like a realistic value to likelihood ratio play. Let me give you this one right here. That was the bananas fucking parlay. All right, let's go Maddalenna and Islam, and let's add in the side of Makhachev Baghdasaryan plus 200. You're like, no, I don't want to risk it with Makhachev. I don't know, maybe you're a Volk fan or something. Plus 145, Makhachev Baghdasaryan, Jack Della Maddalenna. You don't like Maddalenna for some reason. You think Randy Brown's better than he is. Plus 136 for this one here, Makhachev Baghdasaryan. But I see both those names coming through. Plus 209, shout out Nick Diaz and Nate Diaz. That's a Stockton number. And I think this right here is the lock parlay for the value, man. Plus 209, I'm feeling pretty good about this 3-fighter play. And I think the value is damn good. So we'll finish out the parlay section with that one. You guys got some ideas of how I'm playing it and how you should play it too. I hope you enjoyed. Smash the likes. Let's run them all the way up. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. Definitely let me know the lock of the week for you, your favorite underdogs, your parlays. Let me know. Do you like mine? Do you agree Jack Della Maddalenna probably runs through Randy Brown? Or are you somehow picking Randy Brown in this fight, which I'll be mind-blown if you are. Much love to the people watching. If you got nothing to say in the comments, W in the chat, boost that algorithm for your boy. Thank you all for tuning into the show. I'll be live for the entire card, so Saturday, Fight Companion. Make sure to watch it. Much love, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace, guys.